can extract everything from the system, all the way down to lost leads. We've got Business Pilot as a system we go through where if you believe the lead has gone quiet, obviously we've got the temperatures for warm, hot and cold. We move something back to prospect, but it's not a dead lead. It's moved back to prospect. It goes into lost leads, but what we do with that is we'll put a follow-up so it comes out in 3 months' time, because the customer has said we've got to go through planning. In the fact that I know it's coming out in 3 months and somebody will speak to it. Behind the scenes we've got a marketing list that we are marketing our move back to prospects, just giving them a monthly newsletter saying Cherwell is still here, hope you're okay, and we just pull that data off in seconds. You know, it's just about managing your customer base in a very, very efficient way from a sales point of view, all the way through from the inquiry through to the sale to the lost sale. And the data is there on the dashboards for you all to look at daily, hourly, weekly, day in, day out. It's just all at your fingertips. I've been here a couple of years, so I've actually seen Business Pilot evolve over the last 2 years from all the changes. I like to think that I've made a few suggestions that have actually been put into Business Pilot and developed. I've seen it develop from, I thought it was great at the beginning, I think now it's fantastic. The way it keeps evolving for us to run a business, you know, it is a management tool and it's fantastic. Again, I go back to the point where I am not from the window industry. I'm just a sales process stroke sales manager who's many years of experience in sales management or managing sales teams, and the transition from where I was to come to Cherwell was made very, very easy for me by having a CRM system that I rated. I looked at it very quickly during an interview and I thought, wow, yeah, great. Lead comes in, you control where it goes, you can see what's happening with that lead all the way through. You can allocate it to a salesman, you can see he's gone out and done a demo. When I first came here and looked at a CRM system, having worked with Salesforce and some very, very tough CRMs, I looked at it and thought, wow, not coming from the window industry would be very, very tough for me. However, when I looked at the CRM system, I thought, well, Cherwell want me to manage and have a look at their sales process and their sales team and run the sales team. Effectively, I have to manage the CRM, which effectively manages sales teams. Dare I say, it's one of the main reasons why I joined Cherwell, was the fact that I wanted to grow with the company and be part of a growing company. And Cherwell demonstrated their growth future to me, but the CRM system was actually a big part of me joining Cherwell, using different CRMs, and they could actually stop sales, in my opinion. You know, some of the systems were so hard to use, they were time consuming. It was constantly, 2 or 3 hours a day just updating, which was complex with KPIs, and you had to do reports, whereas, I've just found that the Business Pilot CRM just basically does it all for you. COVID, unfortunately, is COVID, but take away COVID, the Business Pilot system is a massive part of a management tool for a business. So yes, COVID, it was great because we could do it from home, but I'm just trying to give you the emphasis for me, I keep saying it and repeating it, but I don't come from the window industry, and for me to come here and sit down and look at a system where I know nothing about Windows, I'm all about the sales process and what the salesmen are doing and where they're at and KPIs and where we're at for the month, and it's all at my fingertips. I can just control it from a laptop through Business Pilot. The dashboards, look at the sales dashboard, I look at how many leads we've had straight away, what demos we've done, what sales we've done, where we're at for the month. It's all instant. I just click on a few buttons and there's my reports, and I can see a salesman has had 20 leads and done 7 demos off-site or 6 showroom visits and what his closing ratio is. And from that we can do KPIs and do we have a weekly sales meeting on a Monday where we go through all our leads and where they're at, what the closing ratio is, and how they're performing, and it's instant. It's at a fingertip for me, so I can just bring up the reports and sit down and we can look at a screen and just discuss a week's performance. I'm at the point now I can almost do it daily. I used to have weekly meetings. I can do it daily by just looking at the CRM. If you're a growing business and you're generating leads, I ask the question at the moment, how are you keeping up to date and all the data and information on those leads? Do you remember them all in your head, or have you got some old system that you're using? I'd look at Business Pilot because it's just such a great management tool. We've now got the app, so salesman's been out this morning and appearing in my emails is that he's made some notes on the CRM via the app at the appointment. He's downloaded images while he's been at the appointment, and I can just see it all happening in front of me. I'm just sat there almost monitoring the leads that I'm giving out, what's happening with this, great. So when he comes back, he's come back into the showroom this morning, how was your lead? Fantastic, yeah, it was a good lead. I know that because I can see already what's been coming through. I knew before he's come back, we've had the conversation, all the way the system's set up. The app's been a great addition. I get up in the morning and look at what appointments I've got on the phone, they know where they're going. It's a fantastic management tool. From my point of view, I can look at any salesman's leads at any time time, bring them all up, see what he's got overdue. I can look at what notes he's made. We can sit and have a discussion on where the lead's at, where does he think it at. I can pick the phone up as a sales manager and have a conversation with the client because I've got all the information to hand. I can control how many leads he gets. If I can see one salesman is getting too many leads, I'll spread them out evenly across all my sales team, and I can just, dare I say it, sit in the office and manage the sales team through a CRM system. As a sales manager, obviously we get inquiries that come into the system very quickly. I'll have a look at the inquiry. It's come through the website, so I'll decipher very quickly on which salesman that goes to. So I'll set the lead up, straight into a contact, straight into a lead. I put a follow-up for the salesman and don't have to send him an email so he's got a new lead, because all he does is log in and he can see that he's got a new lead. At that point, I may also make a phone call and qualify the customer. At that point, I may book a demonstration while I'm qualifying the lead. To give an example, we had a lead in last night, came in this morning, set the lead up, put a follow-up for the salesman. He came in at 8:30, did the quote by 10 to 9, and the client's got the quote by 9:30. And I can just see that happening in front of me on the CRM system. So now I've looked on the CRM system to see when he's going to follow that up. So he's put himself follow-up for a couple of days to follow his quotation up. He's changed the temperature to hot because he thinks it's a hot lead. Very, very easy for me from a controlling point of view. We talk to each other through the CRM. So Mrs. Jones called this morning, salesman's out on the site visit. I take a postcode, I bring up all the details. Salesman sent me a quote, yeah, I can see the quote on the system. Gave me a call last week, can you just let him know that we're more or less ready to go ahead, but we'd like a little bit of a deal. Well, actually I'm the sales manager, so I can bring the quote up and all the figures in front of me, and I can actually close it for the salesman while he's out on site because all the information is there at my fingertips in front of me. You can use Business Pilot from anywhere. It's on a laptop, you can, we sat at home, but we're all using Business Pilot as our sales tool, as our sales CRM. So it was no different for us sitting in the showroom or sitting at home. It was business as usual, down to the CRM system that we used.